Attorney De Gea, in the 17th Congress, this representation moved for a 1,000 budget of the CHR. Why do you think I did that?
Your Honor, Madam Chair, we do recognize that at that time, Honorable Marcoleta raised an important issue, that of making sure that the CHR is able to clarify its mandate, because there was too many misconceptions with regards our mandate. At that time, the public was only cognizant that we only investigate alleged human rights violations committed by state actors. And the Honorable Marcoleta called our attention and made sure that we were able to clarify to the public that we also cater to non-state actors as well. And we also have to make sure that we are able to expound well on the other services that we provide to other sectors of the society, lest it be misconstrued na we only cater to or we only point out to the wrongdoings of government. As a result, Madam Chair, we'd like to inform you also that this has been a reason for us to improve our communications to the public. We have strived over the years to clarify our mandate, to produce infographic that will expound on the misconceptions. We have also made sure that we develop campaigns that will also support government. Say for example, lagi po kasi sinasabi, lagi pong critical si CHR of government, and we wanted to straighten that misconception, and we wanted to give positive reinforcement sa mga pagkakataon na may ginagawang tama at maraming ginagawang tama ang pamahalaan. So whenever Congress would pass legislation that is human rights based, meron po kaming mga nilalabas na positive statements over the years. Pag meron pong mga panukala, programa at polisiya sa executive, amin pong wini-welcome yan sa press statements. Meron rin po kaming OK card campaign as a result of the intervention of Honorable Marcoleta, where we give a thumbs up sign or a seal of approval to ongoing plans, programs, policies, legislation that is passed by Congress. This now gives the public an idea na kapag ginawa po ng pamahalaan yung kanilang trabaho ay alinsunod sa mga palituntunin ng karapatang pantao, ginagawa po niya yung kanyang importanteng responsibilidad. And so we thank Honorable Marcoleta for giving us that constructive feedback in terms of clarifying our mandate to the public.
Do you remember that specifically in the defense of your budget at the plenary, I asked specifically whether or not the CSR has the jurisdiction to investigate on its own the atrocities of the Abu Sayyaf and the banditry of the Mote Gang in Marawi, as well as those responsible in the SAP debacle. And the answer given to me by the CHR defender at the time is that the CHR has no jurisdiction over this. That is the reason why I raised question whether or not we should give you a 1,000 budget. Did you recall that?
Madam Chair, we do...
Yes or no? Yes, sir.
Yes, Madam Chair.
And did you know that because of that, I had several buzzers, thousands of them, until today. Because I think the CHR failed to tell the public that I just did that to redirect and reorient the constitutional mandate of the CHR, that not only the state agents and state actors should be the focus of your jurisdiction, but also non-state agents like private armies or armed groups, private people, especially those who are enemies of the state. That was the basis why I stood and recommended a 1,000 peso budget. After that, maraming taon nang nakalipas po. And specifically, the next budget hearing, you also know and you should also admit today that the former CHR chairman, the late Chito Gascon, agreed with this representation to correct your infographics. And he signed the correct one with me. I still have my copy here. And I think from that, as you have been mentioning, it should have been a redirection and reorientation of what you should be doing. Hindi lamang po pulis at saka mga sundalo ang nakagagawa ng human rights violations. Kahit na po pribadong tao, kasama po yun doon sa inyong trabaho. Yun po yung aking gustong gawin. Pero alam ko po, hindi pa sapat na malaman ng tao kaya ako ginawa yun sapagkat hanggang ngayon marami pa rin nagbabasa sa akin. Madam Chair, I want also to inform this committee that because of that position, yung 1,000 peso budget, I was then doing my doctoral dissertation at the University of the Philippines. Alam po ba ninyo na yung aking advisor iniwanan ako dahil sa aking ginawa? Did you know that, Madam?
Unfortunately, Madam Chair, we were not aware that that was a result of that.
Well, I'm sorry that they did not know that, Madam Chair, because I stood on the floor by way of a privileged speech, and in one of those things that I have ventured to say, sabi ko, iniwanan po ako ng aking advisor. Mabuti na lamang kasing tapang ako ni Congressman Lagman. Nilamang ko po hanggang sa natapos ko rin ang aking doctoral dissertation kahit na hindi ako tinulungan. Tinanong ko po doon, Madam Chair, di ba wala ba akong na-violate na human right doon considering na wala naman pong kinalamanan ng pagtayo ko sa pagtatrabaho ko po ito sa Kongreso, kasama ko si Congressman Lagman. Whether for or against a particular issue, trabaho po namin yun eh. Iniwanan po ako ng aking advisor. Na-violate po ba ang aking human right?
It is very unfortunate,
The question
Madam
is,
Chair.
na-violate ba ang aking human right?
Yes po, meron po tayong right to education, and of course, we would want to make sure that everyone is able to access that right. But nonetheless, we congratulate you for finishing your doctorate even if you were
Thank you for the congratulations.
by
Pero
your
may tanong ko po,
professor.
iimbestigahan ba ninyo sapagkat na-violate ang aking human right?
We commit to look into the matter, Madam Chair. We will be engaging with a dialogue with the professor so that we can discuss the matter and thresh out the matter.
Salamat po. What is the definition of human rights?
Human rights po are the supreme, inalienable, inherent. Sorry po, na po nag-dictate. Alam na alam po ng aking mga kasamahan.
Alam
Pasensya
po
na po
ninyo,
kayo
kaya ko
sa
tinatanong
kanila.
ito. This is a very important question.
Yes po.
Hanggat hindi
We do
po tayo nagkakaintindihan kung ano yung human right, hindi po natin alam kung ano talaga nababiolate. So I want you to tell us, ano po talaga ang definition ng human right?
Ayon po sa United Nations, ang karapatang pantao po yung pinaka-supreme, inalienable, inherent rights that we have as human beings. It is the essence of what makes a man a human being.
Domestic law? Bakit puro United Nations na lang? Wala bang batas ang ating bansa?
Marami po tayong
Wala ba
batas.
tayong local jurisprudence, domestic?
Marami
Ano
po
na yung
tayo-
pabayanan
yes.
natin? Kung wala tayong domestic basis, saka na natin kunin yung United Nations.
Madam Chair, the Philippine government as well as Congress should draw pride in the fact that we have over the years enacted a lot of legislation, in particular on human rights.
Hindi po,
And-
what is the definition as we see it and as we know it in our local jurisdiction?
Ito po, ang karapatang pantao po ay likas sa atin dahil tao po tayo. Kailangan po natin ang karapatang pantao dahil ito po yung nagbibigay ng esensya sa atang pagiging tao. It's what distinguishes us from
You are describing it, madam. You are not defining it. Importante po ma-define natin sapagkat hindi natin alam kung anong nababiolate kung hindi natin kilala. Ano yung nabiolate natin?
Yung Simon versus CHR po na case natin, human rights are our entitlement as human beings. It's natural po and inherent in us
Ito po
being
yun.
a human.
Nasabi niyo yung Simon. Pareho
Apa.
tayo dyan. Ito po.
Yes po.
In the case of Simon et al. Versus Commission on Human Rights, GR number 100-150. January 5, 1994. The Supreme Court had the occasion to take judicial notice of the broad definition of human rights as culled from the unassembled Symposium on Human Rights in the Philippines, sponsored by the University of the Philippines in 1977. Human rights include civil rights, such as right to life, liberty and property, freedom of speech, of the press, of religion, academic freedom. Ito po yung sinasabi ko kanina. To form political associations and social rights such as the right to education, employment, and social services. The term civil rights has been defined to include the rights of property, marriage, equal protection of the laws, freedom of contract, or rights pertaining to persons by virtue of his citizenship or to rights capable of being enforced or redressed in a civil action. Ito po ang definition ng civil ng human rights.
Marcoleta, your time is up, but as a friend, I'm giving you an extension of a minute.
Ano po yun? Ganito po kasi yun eh. Sa dami po nitong human rights na to, kamukha po nang nangyari sa Abu Sayyaf, sa SAC 44, ang tinitingnan lang naman po natin eh. Kasi on your own eh. You have to investigate, baka sakaling maraming na-violate dito. Marami po talaga eh. Ngayon, tinanong ko po sa kanila noon, hindi po nyo jurisdiction. Mali po yun eh.
Yes po. Madam Chair, we wish to inform the body that we have investigated such cases and we continue to investigate such cases. In fact, we have also issued condemnatory statements. For SAP 44, we have investigated such. We have provided financial assistance to all such. We regret that it was not made known to the public in the past years, but we have endeavored to remedy it following the intervention of Honorable Marcoleta.
Ito po, huli na lang. Last Congress, a committee investigated a housing project constructed in Misamis Occidental involving a deputy speaker, involving the powers that be in Misamis Occidental. Ang dami pong mga government offices ang sangkot doon. DPWH, Commission on Audit, PILG, National Housing Authority, halos lahat po ng agencies involved, pati PCUP, and to the credit of the Human Rights Commission, yung representative po ninyo was able to document na totoong nangyari sapagkat winasak lahat ang mga bahay, pati po yung may-ari ng mga residential lots na nagtayo sila ng sariling bahay. Pag-aari nila talaga, yung titled in their own names. Yung congressman doon, sarili niyang constituents, kapitbahay niya, winasak niya ang mga bahay, invoking the right to expropriate. Ang dami pong nalabag na batas. And there is a committee report produced by that committee and upheld, adopted by the plenary, at sinasabi po doon ng maraming recommendations. Tingnan po niyo yun sapagkat sinabi, padalhan ng DOJ, padalhan ang ombudsman, padalhan pati Solicitor General for any administrative, civil, law, whatever, and probably human rights violations. Ano po kaya ang gagawin niyo doon? Meron pong committee report talaga.
Madam
Will you be able to look into that?
Yes, Madam Chair, we will be looking into such matter. The CHR actively participates in all pre-demolition conferences. We look into such cases as well and investigate. And if the results of our investigation will point out to liabilities, we will be recommending the filing of charges. And we will look into that report, Madam Chair, and make sure that the recommendations made by Congress will be carried out and acted upon.
I will undertake to give her a copy of the committee report, Madam Chair, and Madam Defender of the CHR. Para lang makasiguro po tayo, ako nang magbibigay sa inyo ng kopya at tututukan ko po kayo kung talagang gagawin ninyo.
That is much appreciated, Madam Chair,
Salamat
and
po,
we will
Madam Chair.
ensure, Honorable Marcoleta. Thank you.